What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cap Show. UFC 288 was pretty good. I mean, I've seen better cards, but let me give a shout out to Aljamain Sterling. He definitely shocked me. I went Henry Cejudo. I just thought he was more experienced. I thought, all the accolades that came with Henry, I thought that would play in a factor, but I kind of underestimated Sterling. I mean, the defense of Sterling was definitely in the X factor in this fight, where it was just kind of like even matched. Even though Henry Cejudo does have a gold medal in the Olympics, still, it was just like Aljamain Sterling was just a little bit just on top of things more than Henry Cejudo was, and we kind of saw the rust there. I mean, Henry hasn't fought in over 3 years, even though he has been training people, but at the same time, it's just like Aljamain Sterling's been active, he's been more fluent, and I think on feet, he was definitely the better fighter, and we saw, takedowns. Aljamain got 4 successful takedowns, even though he didn't hold him down a long time. It was only for about 30 seconds, if that. Got 4 takedowns to Henry Cejudo's 3 takedowns. So that was definitely a difference for me. I thought for sure Henry would shoot for takedowns, really all day, in the whole fight. And I did have Henry winning at least 2 rounds, if not, almost chopping it 50-50, but definitely Aljamain deserved it. I mean, he had more total strikes, 186 to Henry Cejudo's 143, so there was a difference. And I think the volume of just Aljamain just going with his jab and just keeping his distance and continuing to move. And we saw Aljamain switch stance here and there, and I thought Aljamain just had a great game plan for Henry Cejudo. Don't let him take you down, and if he does, let him work for the takedown and let him waste a lot of energy come the fourth and fifth rounds. So I think it was just a great game plan, and Aljamain defended his belt 4 times already. Successful 4 straight times. I mean, he's a champion. Shout out to Aljamain. I think Henry Cejudo, he is 36 now. I think he is towards the end of his career. I mean, it's amazing. I want to call him the UFC GOAT. Absolutely not. John Jones is definitely the UFC GOAT, but Henry Cejudo is definitely in that conversation. I mean, dude, 2 different weight classes, winning a gold medal in the Olympics in 2008. Like, that's amazing. And if Henry did retire today, I wouldn't even be upset. It was an amazing career. Even though you did come back after a 3-year layoff, we kind of saw that. And I think for me, it was just, I went Henry Cejudo strictly because of the wrestling, even though really in this fight, the wrestling was evenly matched. It really was. So I think Aljamain, what a time. I mean, a champion, significant strikes, 135 to Henry Cejudo's 99 significant strikes. I mean, it was just all around a great game plan, great coaching that Aljamain has, and just go with this. I mean, it was amazing. It really was. For Henry Cejudo, I think just go to coaching now, and enjoy that, for the next however many years. But I just think for Sterling, we saw after the fight, Sugar Shane O'Malley go inside the octagon, talk that smack. I think for Sugar Sean, I mean, obviously you want this fight. Yes, because Sterling's the champion. You want the belt. But I just think for Sugar right now, you have to understand, yes, we understand you do have a better stand-up game than Aljamain Sterling. I'll give you that. But overall, when it comes to wrestling, grappling, going against the cage, Aljamain's got you on that. So I just think if this is going to be the next matchup, Aljamain versus Sugar Sean, I think Sugar Sean needs to realize, if I get taken down by Sterling, this is going to be a long fight for me. Not to mention this is a 5-round fight, not a 3-round fight. So I just think for Sugar Sean, reality might set in and say, I need to get better on my game, not just my stand-up game, not just my kicks. We understand Sugar Sean has a great stand-up game. Absolutely, it's amazing. One of the top in the UFC right now. And I think for Aljamain, he knows that, and he's going to be like, I'm going to take this guy down. If I can take Henry Cejudo down a couple times in this fight, Olympic gold medalist, like, I can take anybody down in this type of weight. Dude, we're talking, 135, 140? Like, come on, this is a big boy weight here. So I just think for Sugar Sean, you got to realize, this is going to be his toughest fight, dude. You're going against Aljamain Sterling. He's defended his belt 4 times already. Successful 4 straight times. So it's not going to be a cakewalk, and I'm hoping the best for Sugar Sean, but that's going to be in the next for Aljamain. And for Henry Cejudo, whatever he ends up doing, he's going to do great. I mean, he's a winner. He's a champion. We know that. Even though he did not become victorious at UFC 288, Henry Cejudo's still a winner, dude. He's still a champion, okay? So he will go wherever, if he goes to coaching, whatever it is, he's going to be successful in that. And then we had the Beal Muhammad versus the Gilbert Burns. I went Gilbert Burns. I was 0 for 3 on some of the main fights this weekend. Was not good, including this fight. And I saw Gilbert Burns. I think he got hurt late in the first round here. I think he went for a takedown on Muhammad, and really, I don't know what it was, but his left shoulder did not look right, and he did not throw a left jab or even a left hook from the second round all the way to the fifth round. So something happened to Gilbert Burns. I'm not going to say that's an excuse, but we have to understand and realize Gilbert Burns is a dog still. Even with one arm, okay, he's just overhand right, and that's all Muhammad really had to dodge. I mean, we look at total strikes. Muhammad 132 to Gilbert Burns just 81. Yes, Gilbert Burns had some leg kicks, but I just think Beal Muhammad, man, I underestimated him. I didn't really know much about him, but let me tell you, this guy is a dog. He's a dog, and he really came prepared this fight, dude. It was one of the things where it's just like, wow. I mean, even in the fourth and fifth round, I looked at Muhammad, and it didn't even look like he was tired. Didn't even look like he was breaking a sweat yet. So for me, I think the difference was the leg kicks and the jab from Muhammad this whole fight really just tore Gilbert up. I mean, the body kicks and stuff, just it all added up for Muhammad. Now Muhammad, dude, he's on a, 10-fight win streak, even though he did have that one no contest against Leon Edwards. He wants Leon Edwards or Colby Covington, the winner of that. I do believe he deserves that. Absolutely. He's the next guy in line. He should get the title shot next, the winner of Colby and Leon Edwards. I think that makes sense for me. I think for Dana White and the UFC, the company they run, I think that fight makes sense right now. You know, in the 170 division, absolutely. Muhammad versus the winner of Gilbert Burns, or excuse me, the winner of Leon Edwards and Colby Covington. That's what it is. But, I mean, Muhammad, Gilbert Burns did not look like himself. He didn't look like the same fighter that he fought against even Mazadov. You know, that happened a couple months ago, or even Chimaev about a year ago. So I'm looking at Gilbert Burns and realizing, no, this isn't the end of Gilbert Burns, I don't think. I think, you know, he really got hurt. And I think that left really just hurt him. And even if he didn't get hurt, I do think Muhammad would have still won this fight by decision, just like it came down to. But I just think for Muhammad, man, really a complete fighter. Really, I mean, from head to toe, didn't go for any takedowns, but he wanted this fight standing. And really, looking at Muhammad, his stand-up game, I would rate it an A, dude. Overall, you know, from throwing the jabs to throwing the body leg kicks was the difference. And I thought Muhammad did a great game plan. I mean, dude, this guy is legit. He is real, and he does have a bad matchup for both Leon Edwards and Colby, I think. Even though I do think Colby is going to go for the takedowns, we already know Colby's game plan in the fight if he matches up against Leon Edwards or this guy. And Colby was asked this, and he kind of shoos away from this guy, calls him a prelim fighter. But let me tell you, Muhammad, dude, this guy is a real fighter. I don't think he's a prelim fighter at all anymore. I think this guy is a top 5 guy, and he deserves a title shot next at 170, dude. I think he's earned that. You know, and the resume speaks for itself. I think he was the most fluid fighter on this card in UFC 288. It was Beal Muhammad, dude. He was fluid every strike. It was just crispy. You know, everything was just on target, you know, with the coaches in the corner, just engaging with his coaches, staying focused. Where we see some fighters late in the rounds, in the third and fourth rounds, where, you know, we see some of these fighters, and it looks like they're not even paying attention to the coaches. They're in a different zone. You know, they're getting hit in the face, all different kinds of ways, right? But Muhammad was just poised, man. He just had that poise to him. So I think he's next in line. I cannot wait. I think the Leon Edwards Colby Covington fight should happen this summer, hopefully in the next couple months. Who knows when that fight's going to happen, but Muhammad is next, dude. To anybody say that he's not next would be silly, dude. He's earned the right, dude. He's fought his way up, dude, on a 10-fight win streak, so well-deserved to Beal Muhammad. I mean, what a performance. But for Gilbert Burns, it is at the end. I think he's going to fight another top 10 fighter, you know, and stay, or maybe even get the rematch with Chimaev. Why not? I mean, we saw Chimaev miss weight at 170, and he's laughing about it. He was like 9 pounds overweight. Just really unprofessional. So, you know, for Gilbert Burns, fight another unprofessional like, you know, Chimaev, you know, who doesn't make weight. So, you know, maybe that'll be in the cards for the UFC in to come in the future. But this was iconic, man. It was amazing. And not to mention, shout out to Jan. She did beat Jessica. And I picked Jessica because I've seen her fight many times. She did not look good, dude. First round knockout, and that's it. TKO. Shout out to Jan with the victory over Jessica. I mean, it was just a quick night for Jessica. It really was. But that's the UFC, and that's what's crazy about this sport is all it takes is one mistake. You could see fighters dominating the whole fight. Then the last minute, just like, for example, the Leon Edwards-Nate Diaz fight. The last minute, then Diaz catches fire, hits him with a combination, and dazes him. You know, it just, one mistake is all it takes, dude. I mean, that's it. Just like in life, one mistake's all it takes that can change your life for the worst or the better in any situation here, definitely in the UFC. But back to the main fight, Aljamain Sterling, Henry Cejudo, amazing fight. You know, Cejudo, I do think he should retire now. You know, 36, nothing else to prove, dude. You already became a double champion, you know, gold medalist. Like, you're good, dude. Set off into the sunset, have fun coaching. But I do think the next fight to come is definitely Aljamain Sterling versus Sugar Shane O'Malley. I think that fight makes sense for me. And I think for Dana White and the UFC to continue to make millions, this fight is going to sell pay-per-views. I really believe that. I mean, Aljamain, he will seek his 5th title defense. Dude, that's amazing, dude. I never thought that. I really had a problem when Aljamain first won the belt against Pierre Yan, where he threw the illegal knee, and we know the whole fight. You know, that fight, Aljamain Sterling was losing that fight. You know, if Yan didn't throw that legal knee, I think that was a changer in both of these young men's career, and it helped out for Aljamain Sterling. He got the rematch, outfought Pierre Yan, and the rest is history right now. So right now he's seeking his 5th title defense, dude. And it's against Sugar Sean, dude. I think this would be great for the UFC. I cannot wait. But let's not get it twisted. The goal of the UFC is definitely John Jones, baby. What a time. What a weekend for the UFC. It's the Clown with Cab show. Let's go!